What's up, guys? Aquarium Conversations back here again. Another video. Just draining the tank right now, and I'm going to essentially start setting this tank up as far as scaping it. I've kind of gone over ideally what I'd like to do, the kind of layout that I'm looking for. The tank's been set up for, not set up, but it's had water in it for over a week on this dresser. Sorry, this chest of drawers, so I'm certain that it will hold. I don't think I'll have any issues down the road as far as stability or balance or anything like that. Currently, I'm just draining the water out that I had in there, and I'm going to drain it and kind of talk about some of the materials that I have as far as scaping. And I'm going to try and do I don't want to say a step by step, but just kind of a scaping video, one I haven't done for in quite a while. Some people have been asking for it, so I'm going to try that out. Hopefully this video is not too long, but we'll see how it goes. So I'll be back here in a minute with some of the scaping materials I'm going to use. Alright guys, so here's some of the hardscape materials I'm planning on using for this scape. You guys have seen the kind of video I did with this piece of manzanita driftwood. I'll be using that. I've got a whole host of different types of river rocks and things like that I plan on using. I've got a couple pieces of I believe this is Sirius stone, so I may use these if it makes sense. I've got some decorative sand, and I've even got some smaller river stones or river pebbles, whatever you call that. So that's essentially going to be my hardscape. In a second, I'll get into designing this or setting it up. I have an idea in my mind what it looks like, but as many of us know, what is in our mind doesn't always turn out to end up in the tank. So we'll see what happens. Also part of the hardscape is I'll be using a bag of the fluval stratum for my substrate. I've had success with this before, so I'm looking forward to, again, having success with some of the plants that I use in this tank. All right, guys, so I'm back here, and I just finished the hardscape. So I'm hoping you guys can get a good look at that. I didn't want to do a step-by-step because this video would have been way too long. But essentially what I have here is this back corner over here is where I have the fluval stratum. That's where I'm going to do most of my planting. I have up here the river rocks. I have essentially a bed of sand. Hopefully that's focusing in enough where you can see that. And I'll even pan back here so you can kind of get a good look at everything. When it comes to the fluval stratum, it can be a bit dusty. So I'm a fill drain kind of person till I get the water, the clarity that I want it. I don't have any intention of putting fish in here right away, but I want to be able to essentially have the water as clear as possible. So here's kind of a look, at the all-around hardscape. This kind of riverbed look I was going for, which I think, the idea in my head, I think I have pretty much captured that. What I really love is I've kind of clipped some of the manzanita wood, and there's some clippings here on the ground and over here, which I think will really add to that kind of riverbed feel. The pebbles that I put in here that you can see, I think will also add to that kind of natural scape. The rocks that I pick, I think, work perfectly. So now really the only part left is essentially to get to the planting, and that'll be the next step. So after that, I'll follow up with you guys and we'll look at the planting. So as far as the plants I want to use, and I may pick a couple other ones that you may not see here, but I've got a couple pieces of Anubias glued to rock. I believe that's a Nubius. Is that Bartereri or something like that? Got another piece of Nubius here. Got some Cryptocore and Wendy Brown, I believe. I've got some Star Organi Repens. I've got a plant that I've used before in the 29 gallon, that Creeping Charlie that I'm having success with. So I'll use that for some height. I've got some Cryptospiralis. I've got a couple pieces of that, which I've used before in some other tanks. That's always done well. And then I've got the Anacharis, the Elodia, which I've used a couple times before, that has really, you know, done well in tanks with low, moderate light, and has really filled in and really added a sense of volume when it comes to plants. So looking forward to using these plants. I may use a couple other. If I do, I'll let you know in the video, obviously, what other plants I used. Alright, so planting is done. If you guys can see, I hope the light's bright enough, but I've got the Elodia and some Crypts over in this corner. I've got that Creeping Charlie over here. I've got the Anubias over here. I've got the Star Organi Repens here and here, if you guys can see that. And I have this kind of open area here as well. I'm just kind of doing my last drain and fill session here, just so I try and get the water quality as clear as possible. So the next step is essentially to fill this bad boy up and see what it looks like. So hang tight. Alright guys, I don't know if you can see this, but just a real preview of what this tank will essentially look like. I'm draining it. I'm filling it and draining it for the last time. Apologize for the light. I'm using a light right there. Apologize for that, but this may be the best look you get at the tank for a couple of days till it clears up. But I will definitely follow up with you guys and let you know what the tank will look like when it clears up. So just give me, well, in your case, give me a couple minutes, but I'll probably wait a day or so till it clears up, and then we'll take a look at it. Alright guys, so here is a look at, I guess, the final setup, if you will. This is actually the next day. I let the tank sit overnight. Water's still a little cloudy, but that should clear up. I've got, I got the sponge filter over there, and I've got even, for the time being, I'm running 2 internal filters over here to help polish the water and whatnot. But all in all, I couldn't be happier. I can't wait to see what this area here looks like once everything's all grown in. Let's see if we can try and get a look from the top. You can see I tried to plant as densely as I could. It's not a huge area of substrate back there, but I think it's enough where the plants should have plenty of room to grow and spread out. So looking forward to that. I mentioned before what plants I had in here. I may add a couple. There's the I'll do it this way, the Elodia, the Creeping Charlie. I have a couple different places. There's that big Wendy Brown. The Anubias plants are in there, and I have the Star Organi Repens placed in those locations. But all in all, this was the look I was hoping to pull off. This kind of fallen down tree or branch in a riverbed. You've got the rocks here, the river rocks. You've got the smaller type river rocks here. Then you got the little pebbles and the sand. Everything really just came together well. Like I said, I really like the way it looks. The light that I'm using is given the what's the word I'm looking for? I guess the light's giving me the look I was after. I didn't want something from the top down. I wanted something to kind of illuminate the back and give me some shadows and dark areas and things like that. Kind of like, an actual river where there's shadows and there's dark places and things like that. I was going to do a black water. I still might with this tank. I think that would look really cool, but we'll see as time goes on. Not sure what I'm going to stock it with. This is literally, 24 hours maybe after I set it up. I've really been looking at maybe some black phantom tetras I think would go well in here. Maybe some black neon, something like that, just to kind of keep the whole theme a little dark. But we'll see, time will tell. I'll let you guys know what I decide to stock the tank with. But let me know what you guys think. I'll be looking forward to your comments and questions and things like that. But like I said, I couldn't be happier with how it looks. Really looking to see how it ages and matures, how the plants, my goal is to kind of have the plants grow over the top like this. So we'll see what happens. But all in all, like I said, I'm pleased with it. Let me know what you guys think. And as always, I will talk to you guys down the road. Bye.